I mean, look at look at the UFO conversation. Like, it's the most mainstream thing in the world right now.
Yeah,
the idea
I'm
that
suspicious
UFOs.
about that too.
Yeah.
My conversation with Eric Weinstein
that.
leads me to believe that there's something else going on. I have a feeling that a lot of what we're seeing is drones that we don't have access to, that we don't understand, because these physicists have been working on this with enormous blacklisted budgets.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
some of it's a cover for
Yes.
New technologies.
I think so.
For sure.
I
But not
think so.
those Tic Tacs. I mean, those are too
Maybe
sophisticated.
Well, who says?
I mean, things that are violating
Right.
known physical laws. I mean, that stuff seems...
Well, it's not necessarily known physical laws, but our ability to move things. It's not known physical laws. It's like there is some understanding of gravity propulsion systems that have existed for a long time. I mean, you want to go full tinfoil hat. Bob Lazar was talking about the abilities of these crafts when they were talking about him back engineering these things when he was working at Area S4. And this was in the late 1980s when he came out and said, hey, they're back engineering something that came from another world. Like, this is not of this earth. We don't have this technology. I understand propulsion systems. We don't know what this is. They brought him in to try, allegedly, him in to try to back engineer this thing. And this is exactly how these things are operating now. When they talk about how these things, like there's a video of one of these crafts that's moving like on a horizontal plane and it turns vertical. It turns sideways.
Right.
And then that's how he described it. He said they would flip sideways and that's how they propelled towards wherever they were going.
It should be a reminder of our humility, of how little we know. We know
very little.
We know so little. And I mean, you had, I think the best thinker on all that stuff is Jacques Vallée, who you had in here.
Jacques Vallée held a lot back. There's a lot of things that he wouldn't talk about.
Yeah.
I think in order to have access to what the higher ups know, like the highest people at the DOD, the highest people, whoever the fuck got the access to, whoever in the Pentagon is the one that's saying, listen, we should probably say some of these are not from this world. Like whoever that person is, those people, I guarantee you there's stuff they're holding back.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, we know that there is. I mean, Jacques says so. I mean, the big moment for Jacques, was when he was working for the guy that's officially supposed to be studying UFOs, this guy Hayek. And then at some point, Vallée discovers this memo revealing the actual government program to study UFOs. Do you know the story? Where it was like he realized that they were just kind of part of a PR thing to kind of create he was officially studying.
You're talking about J. Allen Hynek?
Yeah, Hynek, yeah.
Yes, okay.
So he was working for Hynek and Hynek
that was
kind
Operation
of this,
Blue Book.
Yeah, and it was kind of this, oh, I'm looking into this and whatever, but it was like they didn't have very much money and whatever, and then I think Vallée discovers this memo where they're like, oh, there's like a whole set of contractors and a sophisticated effort. So for sure there's something going on there. I mean, I don't know what it means. I mean, in some ways I think the UFO stuff has become a religion too, right?
Yes.
It's become a new secular religion.
Well, that's my problem with it. My problem with it personally is that I believe so hard. I want to believe so bad. I want it to be Jesus. I want it to be Buddha. I want it to be.
They're going to come and save us from ourselves.
Yeah. Well, not only that, I have this very irrational desire for it to be real. So that's one of the reasons.
What is that about? Why do you want it to be real? What do you hope it'll be? Because it could be malevolent, right?
Yeah. Well, or ambivalent. Maybe that's even scarier.
Right.
What
do you like about it?
First of all, there's the Fermi paradox, right? Like if there's so many planets, like why?
Where is everybody?
Yeah, and then if when you actually talk to astronomers other than Neil deGrasse Tyson, who doesn't think we would be interesting, which I think is the dumbest thing he's ever said, I think we are probably at the cusp of some great change. Whether it's a great change because of nuclear technology and weapons, whether it's a great change because of artificial intelligence, whether it's a great change because of we're on the cusp of destroying the ocean and destroying a lot of natural wonders and beauty that we have, just for mining and some of the horrific things that we do in this world. Well, like probably if I was an intelligent life form from another planet, I'd be like, you should probably get in there. It's like if two brothers are fighting in the front yard, like, let them sort it out. But there's a certain point. All right, let's break it up. Let's break it up. Like, if I was an intelligent life form, I would be deeply concerned about these fucking wild monkeys with bombs and internet connections. And what the fuck are they doing? I'd be like, these people are chaotic. This is nuts. Do you know the UFO folklore about the bombs?
I mean, they show up a lot when
that's when they show up.
Yeah.
That's why at my club the rooms are named Fat Man and Little Boy. Because that's named after, because that's when they showed up.
I know. Well, my work on nuclear, it's suddenly like you'll be reading about all these nuclear tests, and and also around the plants, and also around the missile silos is where you have a lot of UFO sightings.
Yes,
it's very weird.
Makes sense though.
Like, I guess
if you were from another planet, what are you going to do? Check out their cabinetry? No, you're like, what are these motherfuckers doing with nuclear energy? Oh my God, they're trying to kill each other.
Well, but if those are actual beings. We think those are actual beings from advanced civilizations on Earth, their weapons are going to be way more powerful than ours.
If they even have weapons.
Well, but if you can do what those Tic Tac UFOs are doing, if that's actually real, if we think those are not U.S. government or some foreign government tech, then you're talking about civilizations that have firepower way beyond what we have. So nuclear weapons wouldn't scare. I mean, they maybe think our consciousness is not evolved. They might think that. I don't know. It's very, it's a fun one. I don't know that I tend to think of it more as a spiritual problem than as a military problem.
How so?
Well, in the sense that if they were that powerful, then I don't think we would be able to fight them. I mean, if that's what their ships can do.
Yeah.
So then there's no, like, it's not like we can, I mean, we're going to try to push our hydrocarbon fueled jet planes and rockets to go as fast as they can, but they're not going to do what those things are doing.
Right.
So it's more of a spiritual problem because, it's I think it reminds us that we just don't, I mean, the Fermi, we don't know what's going on.